So settle into your comfortable seat. Let's see what is today. I don't even know. Even odd. Oh, odd day. Go with your least favorite cross. Move that buttock flesh away. See that your groins are softened. And the most basic definition of asana is it implies some sort of seat. And it's a seat that is comfortable. So your body, hopefully, with discriminative intelligence, you figure out, well, how can I be more comfortable? So find your seat. That way, when you're comfortable, you have the freedom to search your mind. Use your hands to pull, drawing the torso up, the size of the trunk, fully up. Avi said something really cool in the intensive. She said, if you have dull shoulder blades, you usually have a brooding mind, or a mind that won't settle down, brooding about this or that, right? So don't have dull shoulder blades. Move the shoulder blades deep into your back. Lift up well. So undull the shoulder blades. The armpit chest here, she called this your storehouse of energy. So I'm probably dating myself thinking of the funky chicken. But here, I can put those fingertips, thumbs in my armpits and find that storehouse of energy. Okay, and I let go and I keep that lift, side body extending upward, shoulder blades moving deep into the back. Bring my hands to my heart so that the bottom knuckle is near the bottom of the sternum. And if you're looking at your camera and you've got it on a view that you can see yourself and the others, you can, I can just see myself right now, and I can see my tendencies are to list to one side. So I have to be a little bit stronger. This is my scoliosis side. So I have to be a little bit stronger here and lift up that left side. So you use your discriminative intelligence to find out what you need to sit up straight and tall and to not have those dull shoulder blades, so you can search for freedom in the mind. And then remove your glasses if you have them. We'll just do the 3 Ms. You can remain quiet, or as Abhi said, it's a good time to listen to your own voice and see how smooth your Om can be. Close your eyes completely. As you close your eyes, let any expression leave your face. All the muscles in the face soft, especially around the jaw, throat. Swallow and let your throat remain wet. Find your comfortable seat. Find that storehouse of energy there at the armpit chest, and find those fired up, non-dull shoulder blades. And search for the freedom that comes to the mind. Oh. And then with acknowledgement of all those sages, teachers who've come before us, and gratitude for the opportunity and the technology to practice here today together. Bow your head down. And release the hands on the legs. And sit up. So just make yourself comfortable. Share with you a little bit of what, I'm gonna change this to gallery view so I can see you all. When Abby in the 7-day intensive, towards the end of I think the last 2 days only, we did some pranayama. We focused on some pranayama. So this being a restorative week, we're gonna do that. But here's what she said, and I've given this a lot of thought. She said, as we get more advanced in our practice, our pranayama should come first thing in the morning, before our asana practice, because what it does is it clears out the cobwebs of the mind. So the last 2 weeks since the intensive ended, that's what I've been doing. I've been doing the pranayama first, and then I've been doing my practice. Wow. Usually if prior to the intensive, I have just done pranayama once a week on Sundays, and I've done just like a brief restorative class, and then I'll do my pranayama. I will tell you guys, it has been transformational, to say the least. Your brain is just so much more present. So I'm not saying that you guys are at the stage. I mean, I don't even think I'm worthy of this, because she says, you know, when your practice is fairly well along, I still think I have a long way to go. But you have to start from somewhere, right? So I thought we would try it today and see how it goes. And we'll do some poses. We're going to do some pranayama first, and then we'll do some poses, and at the end we'll still do some more pranayama. So we'll see how that goes. So the first thing is Supta Swastikasana. So you will have a choice. I'll show you with the bolster. You could have a stack of blankets about the height of a bolster. So it's a cross. Let me go back to a little bit closer, maybe. Go down. Is that? Yeah. So I've got the bolster across my mat, and I'm going to take a blanket in case your groins are unhappy at all in Supta Swastikasana. I'm going to take this roll. Okay, I'm going to sit with my favorite cross first. So my right leg in first. Keep this nearby. You may or may not need that roll. So this is going to go right across the thoracic. So I go over, scoot the buttocks slightly forward. Oh, there I am. So if this is a stretch for you and you need, there's 2 ways you could use extra help. So another thing that Abby went on and on about is take as many props as you need. This is not a time, meaning with the time of COVID, or a time of the month in the series of classes that I teach. It's not a time to overwork or to strain, right? So here's one help, is to get the legs supported. I go over that, and then there I am. Or you could keep that, and you can take another height for your head, maybe even like that. So those are your choices. This is quite nice. So my shoulders fall in between that trough here, between the bolster and the head blanket. And the legs just relax. And the idea here, we're going to take some Ujjayi breathing. And the idea is that it's going to be a very long inhalation. I'm going to go to gallery view so I can see how you're doing. A very long Ujjayi inhalation in 3 parts. And the 3 parts are, the first would be groin to navel, then navel to chest, you keep going, and then chest to collarbones. And it's almost like, guys, it's almost like a small kumbhaka, which means just a pause after each of those, but it's natural. It's not forced in any way. I'm not asking you to hold your breath, but you'll start your breath after a preparatory exhalation, then long Ujjayi inhalation, groin to navel, slight pause, navel to chest, broadening there, especially the side ribs, and then chest to collarbones. And here's the deal, you're going to do 3 sets. So you do this 9 times, if that makes sense. Be comfortable in the groins. See that you're not holding the groins up at all. And you can have as much height underneath the backs of the thighs, shins. Some of you might even want more height underneath the thoracic if you are a good, back bender. But everybody looks pretty good. I can't see. Let your legs go down. So take 3 in sets of 3. You'll take 3 long Ujjayis in those 3 different places with a small kumbhaka pause after the inhalation, after each of those little inhalations. Marcia, you could put the blocks underneath the backs of your thighs too, if that's bothering your hips. Long, soft, complete Ujjayi inhalation, groin to navel, pause, navel to chest, broadening those side ribs, and then chest to collarbones. Exhale. Normally, you can take a normal inhalation and normal exhalation in between, or you can link them if this is something you're used to doing. And then when you've done those 9, all I ask is you're going to stay, but we're going to change the cross of your legs and you're going to try something else. So maybe when you're done, well, there's 3 people who don't have their cameras on. So when you're done, just lift up your hand like once and telling me that you're done with those 9 breaths. Don't be in any hurry. Have that discriminative intelligence. Search how the shape of the pose can help you find your breath. We must have this discriminative intelligence. We must have this sensitivity to know ourselves, to have the freedom to know what's going on in our minds. Otherwise, I said to Karen earlier, otherwise you'd just be going to the gym. Well, maybe not yet, but We must have that discriminative intelligence. Three sets of 3, 9 breaths total. Normal breaths in between or lengthen. Keep reining your mind into the breath. Don't let your mind be scattered. Keep your mind at the groin, then the navel, then the navel and the chest, then the mind to the chest and the collarbones. Okay. All right. Looks like maybe you're close to being done. Those who are done, go ahead and change the cross of your legs. If you'd like to sit up, you can do that. Sit up and get those legs to go down again. So now that was just a warm up for a true Viloma inhalation. So now, same 3 areas that you'll be breathing to and from, groin to navel, navel to chest, chest to collarbones. But now this time, at each of those places, there is a definitive pause. Now, how long is that pause? It's going to be different for everyone. And you have to use that intelligence, discrimination, sensitivity. If you are winded, when you want, like you can't wait to take that next that following exhalation, then you held your pause too long. But the 3 parts still are the same. So after your next normal preparatory exhalation, you take a long the beginning of a long Ujjayi inhalation, but separated. So groin to navel, pause. Navel to chest, pause. Chest to collarbones, pause. And let go. And the idea here is that in the pause, the mind has to search inward and become very, very quiet. So here it's 9 breaths in total. Sets of 3, you can take a normal inhalation, normal exhalation in between. Find how the shape of the pose helps you find space. And the very, very final frontiers of your own space. Groin to navel, pause. Navel to chest, pause. Chest to collarbones, pause. Normal inhalation, normal exhalation, and get ready to go again. It's just an Ujjayi long inhalation interrupted. So the mind can be drawn inward more and more. Guruji once talked about the 3 parameters when we think about pranayama. And he says, the body has to be right, the breath has to be right, and the mind has to be right. So we have to balance these three with, judgment, discernment. And then you have to decide how much attention to give to each of those components. Do you need to pay more attention to your body? Do you need to pay more attention to your breath? Do you need to pay more attention to your mind? But the idea is to integrate all three of them. Balance them. Use the breath to reveal the imbalances in your own body and fill out the areas that are lacking. Stay quiet. Fill your container as much as possible without any strain. Okay, and when you've done those 9, just stretch the legs out for just straight, and then roll to the side, remove your bolster, and just lie flat in Supta Tadasana. Not really working in Supta Tadasana. But can you notice, pay attention to the state of your mind. This was brief, this was 10 minutes. I think the type of pranayama practice before asana that Abhi is talking about is generally much longer. But we are limited a little bit on time, so we're going to work with the breath in some more active poses now. But even when you just roll to the side and sit up, can you observe your mind and answer truthfully? What is the state of your mind? Is it pretty calm? Have you cleared out the cobwebs? Are you able to focus inwardly? Abhi said a lot about, why do we do yoga? What can yoga do for us? On the day she talked about it, it was so wonderful. But anyway, she was saying you have to know what the effects are for you personally. We have to listen, especially during this time of COVID, to our own bodies, and we must take props. So that's where we're going now. So I'm going to show you a couple different ways. So Bob is not here today, so he's the only one that has the rope wall. So this is the preferable way if you have a choice, that you could do Adho Mukha Svanasana this way. I'm going to take a little bit of head support. You see my doorknob here? Can you see what I've done? Yeah? So it's a loop, and I've wrapped it around the doorknob. It's not going anywhere. I climb in there, put the strap at the top of the thigh. You're going to be there for 4 minutes. 4 minutes. Head supported, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Crown of the head. What are your other choices if you don't have a wall nearby? It would be just the wall, right? Let's see. And supported at the wall. And there's one more way, and that would be with a chair. So I place my hands turned out 90 degrees at the wall. And I push the wall, crown of the head on the support. The point being, 4 minutes after I see that everybody's up, you have to stay for 4 minutes. You have to keep seeking, searching within. Observe, listen, look at your own body. It is not advisable nor necessary that you go all out today or during this special time in all of our lives. There's more stress on your body and the mind, so observe yourself. And the last one would be with the chair. Any chair would do. You have to put it at the wall so it's got something to push onto. Hands here, and you just push. The head is, the only problem is the head's not supported. So preferably it's going to be at the wall with the hands at the wall. Okay, I'm starting the timer. And of course, you guys know, if you have to come down, you come down. And just be in Adho Mukha Virasana. Do take the thighs front to back. Do take the groins as if someone's got a strap on the innermost part of your thigh where your thigh meets the back of the leg. And roll that out and back. About 2.5 minutes left. Karen Higgins, you are really crooked. So lift that left hip up just a little bit. Yep. Abby used the analogy more than once of the flood and the drought. So what part of your body is in a flood? What part is in a drought? Can you even those out? Really reach your trunk away from that strap. One minute, 20 seconds left. You're drooping again, Karen Higgins. Keep the mind with the pose. Find how the shape of the pose, how you can find the space that you need to create a better pose without underworking, overworking. Observe yourself. Watch yourself as if you're doing a combination of Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana. All those help us move inward. That's why, the quote is that the yogi sees absolute truth. When we're really in that state of, meditative awareness. Our actions, our senses, our perception, see absolute truth. Okay, that was it. Slowly come down, just do a restful Adho Mukha Virasana. Brief Adho Mukha Virasana. Okay, a chair or 2 bricks. If you have a chair, it's probably preferable. We're going to try to go about 2.5 minutes or so. Parshvottanasana, concave only. And the idea is to really reach the trunk away from that back thigh. So I'll step the right leg forward, take my chair out. It's about good. So first I work on this alignment. My hips are level, my back thigh has to press back, it has to turn from inside to outside. Front thigh has to pull up, I press down firmly onto that big toe mound. Stand up the trunk. Okay, look up, exhale, pull. Holding onto the chair, and so it's concave only, reach the trunk forward. You can bring the chair in closer as needed. Don't try to find out where you're overworking, underworking, but how much can you move the trunk away from the legs, from the pelvis? Create length. There. Outer hips compact. Pull the trunk away from the legs. Should feel good. 1 more minute there. Lift up that right hip, child. Right hip up. Yes, left hip back. So just concave, Kathy Lindauer, can you make your upper back, that thoracic that you worked hard on in that Suptikasa? That's better. Bring the chair in a teeny bit closer to you. Yeah, so the chair comes in closer. Maybe for you it's here, so you can push down onto the chair to affect here, the change here in this upper back. As we age, that thoracic goes out. We want to bring it in. Reach the trunk, groins back. Somebody's got a lasso on your groins and are pulling the groins back. Right hip dropped again, Chaya. Yeah. Press on that big toe, right big toe. Press on the big toe, right big toe, and pull that thigh up. Hips compact. That's better. I like that better, Kathy. Okay. And now just step forward and just observe. Stand in Tadasana. Draw the shoulders back. Lengthen the trunk. Up, keep the thighs back. Stand up straight, tall, open, broad. Okay, now left leg forward. So my toes are just right underneath the little bit of the seat of the chair. And then the right leg goes back. Turn your right hip forward, take your left hip back. Press mildly on that front of the thigh to keep the right thigh going back and the right back of the thigh turning from inside out. Then fold forward. It's a little bit like you're holding the chair towards you, but you're not. So the trunk goes forward while the legs stay back. There. Observe yourself. Karen Higgins, left hip up just a teeny bit. Yeah. Move the thighs back, away from the trunk. Big toe mound pressing on that left big toe. Left quadricep pulled up. I don't know about any of y'all, but I've been walking more in the neighborhood because my swimming program went away. Actually, it just came back last week. But my legs are really muscular. You know, we live in a hilly area, so muscular legs. I don't feel like my legs are, if anything, gotten stronger. I don't know if any of y'all feel that, but a good effective COVID. Look at that front leg and see that it remains facing forward. Mine always wants to roll out. That's what I know about me in this pose. What do you know about yourself in this pose? Look at your inner and outer ankle bone. This is on the front leg. Inner and outer shin, inner and outer knee, inner and outer thigh. They must be parallel to each other. Thirty more seconds. Ten more seconds. Groins away, trunk forward, front thigh absolutely facing forward. Okay, and now come up, just stand in Tadasana, or just stand where you can observe this next pose. So we're going to use the shape of Parivrtta Trikonasana to help us open up that thoracic some more. So you see how I have the chair? Turn the left thigh slightly out. I step, actually the front foot should be right in line to the front, the chair leg that's furthest away from you. So I look at that front leg and I keep it parallel facing forward. Press the back thigh back. I come into like I'm doing Parsvottanasana. Then I cross the left arm over to the chair seat and I'm catching this back of the chair. Back of the chair, elbow down. And then the top, get rid of my hair. The top hand is going to go on the top chair bar. So I pull, I cross, and then this has to move in. Hand on the chair bar, and I turn the trunk. The groins stay back, the groins stay away. I'll show you. Show you this way. Better? Right side. You want to have the left leg forward. So I cross over. see, well, you can see it on the other side too, right, the back leg. So your right leg is forward, Parivrtta Trikonasana. Your elbow is pressing into that chair seat, the top arm is on the, and you kind of push that top arm into that chair bar. Keep it on the chair bar, Kathy. Now turn those left lower ribs, back shoulder blade, towards the floor. Can you turn your chest from facing the floor to facing the wall to your side? Don't crisscross the groins. This is for you to figure out. I did this for years and it was wrong and it got me into trouble. Karen and I were talking about that earlier. So groins away actually feels though, you know, someone's got a strap on your innermost groins and pull the groins away from each other as you use that top bar to help you turn those back ribs. You can, in Kathy Beckman's case, you can also think about where your chest is facing and turn your head towards that wall. Turn your chest and your head towards that wall. There you go. Yeah, that's good. So I see both Marcia and Karen, a little bit of a smaller stance, and that's probably good, right, for the hip stuff? Karen Higgins? Yeah. Does it help with the groins too? Keep the groins away? Just ask you to think about it, that's all. Okay, then inhale and come up. Change sides, so now your left foot is forward. This way. Left foot is at the front, right leg back. Look at how your left leg is facing. Keep it facing forward. Parsvottanasana like. Cross your right arm over the chair seat. You can see my hand reaching over to the back of the chair seat. Hand on the top chair bar and turn. Turn. Look at the wall that is at the crown of your head. That way, in front of you. And here, I'm using my head as another Karmendriya, organ of action, to help me turn that thoracic spine. Oh, that feels really good. Turn those back ribs. Anybody not having a good time? Fill your shape, your container. As you breathe, fill that container to the brim. Inhale, and then on the exhalation, and inhale, lengthen the spine, and on the exhalation, turn more. So Kathy, Kathy Lindauer, your hips are great. So now you have to turn the back body. Turn those right back ribs towards the floor. And press on that top chair bar. You can keep that top elbow bent, bent as much as possible. And turn more. Nice. Be there. Use the shape of the pose to find your breath, to find more space, to find the outer perimeters of your space. The final frontiers. Okay, easy, right? Inhale and come up. All right, let's see. Okay, guys, we are going to take prone Parivrtta Trikonasana. Anybody ever done it? A wall is helpful, not necessary, but helpful. I'm putting this block at the wall. I face the floor. I reach my left leg, my left foot pointing towards you, and I cross my right leg over. My foot's gonna come to that blanket. So I'm on my right hip. So just watch first. Okay, does it look like Parivrtta Trikonasana yet? So now, using my breath, I turn, and I turn. Each time, turn a little bit more, and I get my entire head, with the glasses on, to turn, to flatten out my front. Oh, and this hand pushes. This groin must soften. Use your breath. In fact, don't come out of it until this groin goes totally relaxed. So here I am, right leg out to the side, left foot on the block, facing the camera. Hands up. And now exhale, turn. I'm using this right hand mightily to turn my back body right to left. Okay, there's the last thing, if you like, your left hand can hold your right foot. All right, I'm going to come up to see how everybody is doing. Does anybody have any questions? Prone Parivrtta Trikonasana.
Sheryl, is
Yes.
the right hip on the floor?
Yep.
Okay.
You could consider, Karen, maybe putting it on support.
No,
How about Marcia? Is it too much, Marcia? That looks right. Good. Yeah, maybe you just wouldn't go down as much.
Michelle, can you go through one time while doing, can you go through?
Step by step, do it again. Yes. All right, so you have a blanket on your left side, about the length of your leg away. You're facing the floor on all fours. Reach your left leg to the brick behind you. So you could start it like this too, like Anatasana, Chaya. Anatasana, this is pretty easy. And then you just take the right leg out.
Okay.
This might be an easier entry for some people. Then, you know, my right hip is staying parallel to my left, right? Ceiling. And I drive that left hip down to the right. Then left hand on the floor, right hand, come up and turn your torso. Woo, turn, 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 turn. Keep dragging your torso. So the front body is turning left to right. The back body is turning right to left. How's everybody doing? And don't come up until that right groin completely softens. Use your breath. That looks good, Marcia. I can't see all of you, Chaya, but from what I can tell, it's okay. I lose just your head, so that's okay. Turn your trunk. Can you make, Kathy Lindauer, those left ribs go down to the floor more? push on the wall, floor. Use your breath to turn those back ribs. Inhale, kind of catch them underneath you. Exhale, turn more. 30 more seconds there. So if you have any hip issues that you want to work on this some more, if you can reach your left hand to your right heel and kind of pull your heel towards your hip. Okay. Release, come up. You can just roll up, upward. Take your blanket to the right side. I kind of like that entry chaya. So you're in like Anatasana on your left side.
Mm-hmm.
Your right foot stays on the block. You cross your left leg over to the blanket. And now turn. Turn. You can let that sticky mat kind of grab some of this front abdomen ribs. And hold the outer heel with your right hand holding the outer left heel. Turn. Keep pushing the right foot heel away from the torso. So you're lengthening the groins away. Interesting outlook on Parivrtta Trikonasana. Your hips are stacked and you turn your torso. Try to flatten your back body as much as possible towards the ceiling, your front body towards the floor. You can keep the elbows bent to help you turn as much as is helpful. Okay, and if the groins are still yelling at you, stay until you can really be soft in the groins. Think groins away from each other. Hips compact, they can't help but be. Hips compact, but groins away from each other. Okay, so now slowly come up. Carefully, slowly, gently. And we're going to take this Parivrtta Trikonasana into the final pose gradually. Let's see. Here we go. Hopefully you can see all of me. I'm going to show you from the side view. Take a brick or a block, put it on the inside of your right foot, and then you're eventually going to move it to the outside. Okay, so here I am. Now this is just Utthita Trikonasana. What am I doing? I have to do Parivrtta. Forgot where I was going with this. Parivrtta. So here I am with the brick on the inside of the foot. Whoops. Come in like I'm doing Parsvottanasana. Look at that front leg, how it faces. It has to stay facing forward. Hand on the brick on the inside. Turn, turn. I keep groins away from each other. Trunk coming forward. I turn. Maybe that hand comes up. And then I say, okay, well, that was pretty easy. So can I get to the other side with that brick? Turn, arm up. Stack the shoulders. Turn the back body. All right, your turn. Were you already there? Ah. Okay, arm a little bit forward, Marcia, and then reach as if someone's got a string, pulling that top arm up. Nice. Back body more, Kathy Lindauer. Turn your back. Yeah. Roll that top shoulder back. Good. Don't let the front knee bend. Pull it up. Firm it upwards. Groins away. Turn, turn, turn. Can your mind be steady at the end? Instead of fighting yourself, ask yourself, where am I working? Where am I underworking? How can I find the freedom in my mind to stay? Have a little bit sharper exhalation to turn the abdomen and the back body. Nice. All right, inhale and stand up. Just wait there. Ooh. Left leg forward, right leg back. First, the brick is on the inside of wait there. I already admitted to you that I know that this leg loves to just roll out. So I have to roll it in and pull it up. As this back leg does its work, sorry, the drought and the flood. Don't want one to be in a drought, one to be in a flood. Whew. Okay, so I come over like I'm doing Parsvottanasana, groins away from each other. I look at this front leg and how it's facing. Hand on the inside of the block. And I turn. So first, this is my difficult side because of my scoliosis. So I'm not going to worry about getting that top arm up as I use that inhalation and then a sharper exhalation to excavate that back body, to turn that back body more and move those back ribs. Inhale, exhale, turn. Then maybe I say, okay, I can reach that arm up. Someone's pulling that top wrist up towards the ceiling. Okay, so Marcia, observe where that top arm is. Can you stack your shoulders? There you go. And your arm. More. Keep going. Yeah, there you go. Stack your shoulders, stack your arms. The hand, the bottom hand, is the only thing that's pressing down. Everything else is reaching up. The palm presses, but the bottom arm has to pull up. Use your head again, Kathy Lindauer, to see if that can help you turn your back body more. A little bit sharper exhalation. It's bothering your neck. Then I wouldn't take the arm up. I would just, when I was having all those neck problems and whiplash injuries, I couldn't do any of the standing poses with the arm up. Keep it on your hip and just draw that shoulder back. You remember the storehouse of energy in the armpit chest? Find that storehouse of energy in that left armpit chest. As that shoulder goes back, the armpit pulls, you know, up, basically up towards your collarbones. You look so aligned, Chaya. Nice pose. And that's better for you too, Marcia, without the arm working so hard. Yeah, she just kept on telling us, you know, this is not the time to go all out. It's the time to be sensitive to what you need. We're all under more stress than maybe for some of us ever in our lives. So be sensitive to that. Use the props, use your body as a prop, as I'm telling Kathy and Marcia to do, not worrying about that top arm coming up, but just working on that back body to turn, sharper exhalation, turn the back ribs. And then groins away, trunk forward, front, the anterior spine, reach it forward. Okay, and then inhale and stand up. I'm going to give you 3 different ways of doing Uttanasana now, because you're going to stay for about 3 minutes with the head on some support. So let's see, which way up? Let me go from easiest to harder. Easiest might be to have a brick and a blanket. This could be this high. See? I'm going to give you not so flattering a review, but this is the way you get into it. So I'm kind of crouching down. I find the wall, and then I walk up. Bring the brick in. And there's my head support. Lovely. This is too high. Okay, this is one. Now, the abdomen, you have to just let the abdomen go down. Press the thighs back, the groins away. Keep your quadriceps pulled up, the big toe pressing. Well, I wouldn't say that's the easiest, but it's terribly supportive. This would probably be the easiest, right? Where you just do a little bit of an Ardha Uttanasana. Cross the elbows. Okay, now the most challenging. Anybody who's a good forward bender wants to try this with me? Please be careful. I don't know which one I'll need. So you stand up on the chair. Outer edges of my foot is on the chair. Oops.
So what I like about this is I have something to hold on to. Let your abdomen go down. So you're gonna be there for 3 minutes. Pick which one is comfortable. If you can see in your mirror, Karen, how much lower that left hip is, put your hand in the top of that left thigh crease in the front of it, and lift it up. You don't let your legs go slack in this, but you can let your trunk go slack. You've got the wall. Feel the evenness of your feet, where the feet are pressing. Feel the spread of the back of the thighs. The head support is to quiet your brain. A little bit, Marcia, are the hips drifting backwards? It's not terrible, but yeah, that's a little better. Minute and a half left. Can you use the shape of the pose to quiet your brain and to find your maximum space? On the inhalation, can you feel those side ribs expanding? Gosh, I wish I had 2 hours. Forty seconds. What if, Karen Higgins, you work from the left groin instead of the hip? Take that left groin back more. Yeah. Have that sensitivity. Observe yourself within. Okay, inhale and come up. Okay, guys. You still have your bolster or stack of blankets. The pose is Upavishta Konasana with additional abdominal support. And you can sit up on height as well, as needed. So I've got this bolster of mine is kind of on the flatter side. So
2 or 3 blankets might work just as well, but I'm gonna pull that bolster all the way in there. Then I'm gonna take another height, and this is where my forehead's gonna go. All right, outer thigh pulls back towards the hip socket, the legs stay symmetrically stretching, expanding out, back of the thigh towards the buttock, calf towards the heel. So here I just work on the upright Upavishta Konasana, and can I lift my trunk up off my hips? Make my trunk lighter, funky chicken again, off my hips. So I feel a little bit lighter in the hips. And I reach up, exhale, the abdomen actually kind of goes hollow, back in, fill out your lower back, pull that in, go forward, forehead on the extra support, arms either can be crossed or down. I find this a little bit more comfortable. Now find and observe this shape of the pose. Fill out the container of your breath. You can kind of take an Ujjayi breath here. You may take an Ujjayi long, slow, deep, full inhalation, and you feel the breath into the back ribs. So I might be here, and I want to fill that inhalation in here. Try to be really sensitive to the abdomen not hitting the bolster or the support so much as the side ribs expand more. So that's where I want you to feel the breath. Side ribs, back ribs. Okay, now observe the space that was your Upavishta Konasana. And we're going to do this, so there's 4 of them. And the last one, we're going to end up hip width apart. So now you're going to come in maybe about 4 inches smaller Upavishta Konasana. Plug that bolster in. Pull the outer thighs back. Press the thighs down. Hollow out the abdomen. Go forward. 4 breaths here. Okay, that was 2, so you have 2 more tries in the last try where you are hip distance apart. So coming in about the width of my sticky mat, outside of my sticky mat. Punch that down, pull the thighs back, hollow out the abdomen, go forward. Be observant and feel your breath, feel it, and then fill the container that is this side rib, back rib area. Three more breaths there.
Everybody doing these just feel so good to me. I just want to stay. Kathy Beckman, I can't see you at all.
Now the last one, because of my bolster fatness, I'm turning it the skinny way. And my feet are the width of my hips. So I pick up those thighs, spin those frontal thighs in, take the groins back. Go forward. It's kind of nice to hold the feet on this one. Become intimate with your container. Fill your container to the brim. Feel it and fill it up. Two more longer, slower Ujjayi breaths to be sensitive to your breath.
Don't you quick early in there? Fast పిల్లలు ఉండండి ఇంకా ఒక 1 minute అయిపోతుంది అంటే మీరు పోయి కాకుండా బయట తీసేస్తాం అంటే హాఫ్ వేలో ఉన్నది త్వరగా అయిపోతుంది అది పెట్టేసి పక్కన తీసేస్తాను
Okay. All right, now come up slowly.
Can you find your chair again? Put it against the wall. Let's see. Let's show you from here. Have your bolster, blanket. So from the chair, Paschimottanasana, and it's sort of like a waterfall, kind of a waterfall release. So I sit on the edge of the chair, take my legs out, got that whole bolster on top of my legs. Let the abdomen go back, be hollowed out. See how I'm pushing it so the abdomen goes back? I go forward and down. That feels heavenly. So the bolster is making you have that extra sensitivity of the front body, breathing into that, you know, where the breath moves away from the bolster and into the bolster, depending on which breath you're taking.
Be comfortable is my point here. Be comfortable. Abhi referred to our prop usage as it should be quite a panorama of props to support us in our practice. So the chair is helping you get this decline, this waterfall decline. The prop, the bolster or the blanket support is helping you feel your breath. Let the buttocks, the back edges of the buttocks, is particularly where the top buttock meets the back of your waist, go with your back. Go with your back forward and downward. All right. I wish we could stay there a very long time. All right, we're just gonna do brick Setu Bandha. And then we're gonna do Viparita Krani as our Shavasana. So for brick Setu Bandha, I'd like for you to have shoulder support. So I've got just this support for my shoulders and my neck, at least my C7. If you need to take a Chatuspadasana, by all means, do that first. Bring the feet in. Tuck the shoulders under, lift up. And then come up on your toes. Go the wide way with the brick under your sacrum. Tuck the shoulders, hold on to the edges of your sticky mat as you tuck those shoulders under more. Have that, going back to the dullness of the shoulder blades can definitely relate to a brooding mind. Don't have dull shoulder blades. Move the shoulder blades in to the back more. And then extend your legs as you are able. Press the upper arms down, elbows down into the mat, floor. Your hips might talk to you here a little bit from the twistings, but my weaker hip, my osteoporotic hip, is telling me to not be so lazy. So I need more lift and fire in the buttock to help that hip, and then that's much better. Observe yourself, be sensitive. Just observe your breath here. You can make this an Ujjayi breath, just a longer, slower, deeper inhalation, longer, slower, deeper exhalation. Keep moving the shoulder blades in and up like they're coming towards your face. Two more long, slow Ujjayi inhalations and exhalations there. Please don't fall. Yeah, okay. All right, and now
Bring your feet in if they were legs in, if they legs have straightened. Lift up to come off your brick. All right. So we're just going to do Viparita Krani as Shavasana, and we'll do some breathing there. It's more like a waterfall breath. So watch, I've changed my camera angle, so this can be any wall, just a flat wall. My brick is against the wall like this. My bolster is close to the wall like that. It's just a spacer there for the buttocks. And then I can have a head blanket as needed. There's a couple different ways to go into the pose, but I'll show the easier way. That is to sit side saddle. Never let the side that's closest to the wall leave the wall. So I keep scooting in, left leg up, right leg up. And then I scoot in. And I try to get that sacrum towards that brick. So there I am. So we're going to take that same 3-part breath that we did earlier. Turn around. Like the groin to navel, navel to chest. Good. Groin to navel, navel to chest, yeah, chest to the collarbones. And that's going to be on this inhalation. And the abdomen should be fairly flat. So that's the goal in your Viparita Krani. It's a waterfall of breath. So the waterfall starts from the pelvis, pelvis to navel, navel to chest, chest to collarbones. You could strap your feet, probably preferably either right across the middle of the arches or at the ankles if your feet have a hard time settling down. And let the legs fall out into that strap, but keep your legs facing forward and parallel to each other. So it's once again this long, slow, after you're settled down, after you have a good position, your chest feels well supported, the abdomen is fairly flat. You start your long, slow, deep dry inhalation, groin or pelvis to navel. Navel to chest, chest to collarbones. And then your choice. You could either slow down your exhalation as well in the opposite manner, or just do a normal exhalation. Sometimes in Viparita Krani, it's a little harder to do the exhalation prolonged because of the position. Waterfall of breath, starting from the pelvis or deep in the groins, which we worked on some, especially in that reclined Parivrtta Trikonasana, prone. You want to feel that waterfall gently cascading from groin to collarbones. When was the last time you may have, observed? Mine was yesterday. Went for a long walk, hike, a green belt, and we saw a waterfall. And my mind went right to my breath. But observe that waterfall that is your own breath, starting at the groin or pelvic area, all the way to your collarbones. How long, how deep, how slow, how soft can you make your Ujjayi inhalation? See if you can go just 2 more minutes. Maybe you get in about 4 more Ujjayi breaths. Feel that waterfall breath gently cascading over your structure. What is your space? What is the ultimate goal in yoga? The culture of the self. Getting to know that structure, that space inside and out. First, we start with the gross, what we know, which we think we know, the outer body. And then we go deeper. I apologize for the late time, as I seem to always have to, but if you have time in your own personal practice, try staying in this Viparita Prani pose and doing your kumbhakas, your pauses after the long inhalations. It is marvelous. I was hoping to get there, but we're running out of time. So just come down slowly, and this is how I would like for you to take your Shavasana. You'll take your strap around the hip crease. So it's right there. It's almost like where it would be if you were in rope drop.
Yeah, I'm leaving. I'm leaving.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
If you have to leave, do your own Shavasana.
Yeah. 100% I do it. I do it.
So I have the hips cinched. And now I'm going to take this. This is really good for you to hip folks. See, I'm taking this blanket and I'm folding it like a long roll. And now I'm going to wedge it in between my legs. Come down. Gotta get rid of this. So the legs should remain parallel to each other. The feet might fall out a little bit, but you feel that blanket rolling between your thighs, mostly the thighs. And then just relax, let go, lie flat, and observe what the effects of this practice has been on your mind now as you let go of any effort whatsoever.
Yeah. I'm not
Observe mostly the state of your mind. Hopefully you're figuring out how to find that discrimination so you can observe yourself. You can use the right props that you need for your own personal practice to get into a more correct pose, a deeper pose. But now what are all the effects of your practice today on your mind? Just observe the state of your mind, the freedom that comes within. And otherwise, if we don't observe, we might as well just go to the gym. Okay, take your time to come out. Have that sensitivity, no harsh, jerky movements. Take your time. Stay on your right side for a few breaths with your eyes still closed. And as you slowly start to come up, truly surrender that intelligence of your head, your ego, towards the intelligence of your heart. As you sit up straight and tall. Bring your hands to your heart in gratitude. Namaste.